Citizens of New York, I am here to remind you that Zygarde is a threat and a menace. Here, I'm playing against Red Jolteon of the Jakarta Jolteons. They have a Zygarde. It is a threat and a menace. It is one of their three fire resists, including Altaria, which before it Megas does have Cloud9, which does suck for Charizard. And then they also have the Moltres there, which isn't like amazing into my team, but could come. They also have Necrozma Duskmane, which in this format, because Z moves are banned, it can't run Solganium Z for Searing Sunsteel Strike. Whatever the no, Searing Sunray Smash. Sunsteel Strike is the move that it does run. And it's also not allowed to Ultra Burst into Ultra Necrozma, because Z moves are just blanket banned in this, which is a shame. But obviously does mean it's somewhat easier for me to prepare in this. They have then like Iron Valiant and Ogerpon Wellspring as strong speed options, with the redirection from Wellspring if they do decide to go like more Trick Room. They can set up, they have Fake Out support with Monkey Dory, they have Tailwind option on the Moltres and the Altaria, and then they do have like some Pokemon which can position. But I think predominantly we look at this as a very defensively oriented team, with then the option to go into Trick Room. But you know, neither Necrozma nor, especially not Zygarde, are particularly strong on that first turn. So here I have a offensive Moonblast Psychic, Nature's Madness Lele, with Nature's Madness being there to really mitigate the impact of the Necrozma. Then I have also a Barrier Recover Mewtwo. By using Barrier to scale its defense stat, Barrier is raise the use defense by 2 stages. This would be better back when Recover was 16 power points, but I can sort of get off consistent hits with Ice Beam Thunderbolt. I then have a Specs Charizard here with Terrafire and Weather Ball. If I pair that with my Assault Vest Koraidon Breaking Swipe, it can actually KO Zygarde from full, subject to exactly what its bulk is, with Specs Fire Weather Ball. So that is an option that I have. I do also have Spiderman here, which is a Thunderclap, Dragon Pulse, Calm Mind, Raging Bolt. Just with the defense boost, so in Sun, with Photosynthesis, it gets a defense boost. It can take 1000 arrows very well there, and it does also have Terra Water. Then I got Spore, Sludge Bomb, and I got Grass Knot, which is really solid into Pokemon like Zygarde, who are very heavy. And then also Rage Powder there for redirection. Now, I will good luck have fun my opponent, even though I don't know that they want me to have fun. I think they might be more concerned with their own fun than with my fun. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interessante. No Ogerpon is interesting. They brought what immediately looks like a more Trick Room oriented team, because it's all slow. It's like Valiant and slow Pokemon. But then like, we don't seem that Trick Room oriented, you know? They don't have a way to set up Trick Room super reliably with Duskmane. It's Terra Water, which is something to keep in mind. They do have Altaria, I guess, as a support there. Mewtwo hits a lot of this stuff. The Terra Flying? Terra Flying is interesting. I guess it's for Collision Course, which it did run. I've got a bulky Assault Vest Koraidon, but it's got like decent support options. And Breaking Swipe is good into a mostly physical team. Alright, let's just try the more basic version of the lead. Which is just Charizard Koraidon. See what their answers are here. They do have the ability to speed boost with they have the ability to speed boost with Iron Valiant. One of the best ways to deal with Zygarde, if you can do it, is to prevent it ever getting its ability activated by KOing it while it's still in snake form. It does lose 10 speed when it turns when Power Construct activates, but it also gains the same amount of HP it had when it's at full health. So that can obviously be pretty challenging. Yeah, they do have Altaria there. Like I said, Altaria does have Cloud9 before it Mega Evolves. Luckily, I can influence the impact of that by using Breaking Swipe on Koraidon, which affects it pre-Mega. It could be special, but it could also be physical. Alright, this is sort of one of the sort of lead positions that we expect. mean, I kind of want to click the specs. Ancient Power into Altaria here, but that's probably not actually a good play. I could bring hard Amoonguss in. They didn't have any Terra Grass, so they can only stop Amoonguss with the ability. I could also go into Raging Bolt in the Charizard slot. I'm thinking I'm switching Charizard here. Yeah, I feel like I can get a Calm Mind up relatively okay. Maybe I ran too much speed on Raging Bolt, based on the fact they've done this. Well, they can either Tailwind or Trick Room. That's interesting, actually. I still think Breaking Swipe is what I want to do with Koraidon, though there's a good argument for going for Terra here, just in case they do Mega Evolve the Altaria, which doesn't seem that likely given that they're faced with Sun, but is still a possibility. I think, yeah, I'm going to go into Raging Bolt, and I'll click the Breaking Swipe this time without Terra. They could also throw a Draco or another Dragon move into the Koraidon from the Altaria, or hit a Psychic move with a Necrozma Duskmane. Okay, it's interesting that they did wind up bringing the... I'm sorry, I'm doing this for the attack drop, right? If I get an attack drop on Duskmane, it is likely to be doing significantly less damage. If it is clicking Photon Geyser, the attack drop obviously will be impactful. That was 28% damage with a crit. Okay, interesting. Very interesting position here. I almost ran Thunderbolt, but instead I'm only Thunderclap. And that isn't great for me in this particular context. It always wants to say, oh, I think it's Ultra Necrozma, but it's never Ultra Necrozma, because that's bad. That just doesn't have Photon Geyser. So how much did I do with Breaking Swipe? I did 28. So they are very physically bulky, right? For a critical hit to do 28. Either they're max HP and that was like the lowest roll, or they're like just absurdly bulky. I kind of want to Calm Mind here, which is probably a bad play, but I'm gonna go for Calm Mind and another Breaking Swipe here. Okay, do they Mega Evolve this turn? They do, okay. Well, that obviously limits the value of my Pokemon in general. I hope they click a Pepper Voice here, I guess. Oh, Tailwind's also fine. Okay. I got a defense boost. Thunderclap is admittedly not the greatest move of all time in this context. But, you know, I've got a Koraidon here. I think if I throw a Thunderclap and Terragrass Ironhead the Altaria here, it should go down. I no longer feel confident about that. That did a lot. Wow, that did not do a lot. I'm gonna Thunderclap the Altaria again and go for a Collision Course into Tinglu. That really did not do a lot. What was the Tinglu's Terra? Fairy. I mean, Fairy's fine, but it's likely not that impactful. Even if they do get the Terra off here, they just do a little bit of chip to the Raging Bolt. It's a good thing I Terra it, otherwise I would have gone down with Koraidon. I used to have Drain Punch on the set. I wound up cutting it for Flare Blitz, and I'm currently regretting cutting it. Okay, but I mean, if this goes down to Collision Course, which I have no idea if it will. Okay, it does. But obviously that was a good set of turns for me. I mean, I think I just Thunderclap Breaking Swipe, right? I do. This is my last turn of Sun, which is obviously less than fortunate for Raging Bolt. Alright, so now we see the main thing that we want to see is if they are okay, they're Clear Amulet. Interesting. Okay, so I Dragon Pulse the Zygarde, which was the other thing I was considering doing, and I should have at least said it out loud, so I can't just pretend, so it doesn't just seem like I'm pretending that I was considering doing that. I mean, I think I Dragon Pulse the Zygarde and just go for a collision course into the Necrozma here. Wow, that's crazy. That feels like an insane play. Okay, but they lived, so it makes sense that they went for it. But I don't know that I don't know whether the Zygarde lives this. If it does, that's obviously bad, but it didn't, so it's good. And then I can always just combine both moves in this situation. They did see Iron Head, they did not see Flare Blitz. Alright, so GG1 is good. Let's get the replay saved here. And if you guys like, just frankly, a very well played game one. You know, I brought the right stuff and I was able to put position, even when I made plays which weren't super punishing. My prep was really rewarding. You know, like, I think both of these games I've had pretty unconventional, sorry, both like this and the previous time, I've had pretty unconventional prep in running these really, really bulky Koraidons, as well as in this case, the absurdly bulky Raging Bolt that I have, and that's really been paying off. Just absolutely paying dividends. I mean, I took 2 super effective moves and I wound up, you know, at 45%. You know, I wound up only taking 80% from a boosted 1,000 arrows as well as a Stomping Tantrum. So pretty happy with that sort of run. Now, let's try doing an alternate version of a pretty similar type of prep. So try and do the same run. I was hoping to maybe put Amoonguss on the thumbnail in this game, but I will obviously vary the thumbnail if Amoonguss doesn't get a chance to hit the field. Do we even see an attack from that one? I don't think we did. Okay, cool. I mean, this is what my prep is for, right? I don't know if Valiant has anything super crazy here. If they do, obviously that's not great. But you know, what I could do is go for a Dragon Pulse plus an Overheat into Necrozma. Sorry, a Breaking Swipe, and I can Terra the Koraidon. And that will likely pick up Koraidon. If I could Terra the Charizard, it would definitely, the combination would definitely pick up the Koraidon. If I was not a Soul Vest, I could run Protect. Having a Protect up would be nice. I just don't know what the exact sort of build they'll be running is. So the other option is to just go for a Terrifier Heatwave here and bring in Amoonguss. Because an Amoonguss will take a Fairy move, especially if it's a contact move, it's really good because Amoonguss is Helmet. What Terra is that? It's like it's Terra Ground. Okay. And then it would be able to break, say, a potential Focus Sash. Yeah, I mean, we expect this. Okay, good. We get the Helmet and the Spirit Break. So if they're Sash, they go down this turn. Which, you know, there's probably some context in which that's less good. Okay, it looks like the Weather Ball version of the play would have worked perfectly fine. I'm going to switch the Charizard this coming turn. No, I'm not. I'll only switch it if it's not faster. Because if they go Zygarde, Extreme Speed is a higher priority than Rage Powder. If they don't go Zygarde, I can always click another attack. They did go Zygarde. We do think they have Extreme Speed, though. So then that would make me want to bring in Raging Bolt and... Do I think I died of Photon Geyser? It really depends how invested they are. What did I see about the Charizard? The Charizard took 84? I mean, that could be a low roll from a very invested Necrozma, but I feel like it's got both speed and bulk. Maybe it's fine if I take an Extreme Speed, because then I can bring in Raging Bolt and Koraidon next turn, and I feel like I'm in an okay position with those two. So this version of the play specifically is going for a Spore into the Zygarde. Okay, that's cool. I would obviously prefer to have gotten some chip there, but I'm pretty happy with a Spore into the Zygarde here. I think I just go Raging Bolt. I'm gonna Calm Mind and Spore the Altaria. Is that good? can't really Dragon Pulse the Altaria is the problem. I'm going to Calm Mind and Sludge Bomb the Altaria, to be honest. Okay, Dragon Pulse. And I'm going to throw another Sludge Bomb into the Altaria. They have already used their Terror, and they have the other one in the back. Oh no, I forgot that it covers with stat boosts. Am I going to faint now because I don't have the defense boost? Okay, well it doesn't look like that wound up being, in practice, a problem. That immediately doesn't look amazing. But I am attack boosted now, so I feel like a Thunderclap should be able to pick up Altaria, and a Grass Knot should absolutely be able to pick up Necrozma from this range. Obviously, this game has gone a little bit less well than we would have hoped, but GG's! There we go! This shows why I drafted Raging Bolt round 1. Very, very happy with that game. I've got replays. I'm going to send them my paste, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to take a peek at their paste. Obviously, we wound up only sort of seeing the 4 for 4 of them. I feel like the Trick Room mode was maybe something I was a little bit worried about, which didn't wind up coming. Would love to see yours for the video. I'll try replays with it also. But yeah, look, I forgot that. So unlike with Beast Boost, and I think that's actually Beast Boost may be the only ability. Beast Boost was not affected by stat stage changes. It's based on what your actual stat is that's the highest, and it always goes by the top of the list down. So if we go back to Raging Bolt, it would always have boosted my defense there. But in this case, I don't know why this is 20 attack EVs. But in this case, it boosted my special attack because I'd raised it a stage, which, in practice meant that Thunderclap was enough to KO Altaria. But obviously the defense also could have been nice because I would not have minded being able to take that return significantly better. Mega Altaria is a very scary Pokemon, but the fact that, Cloud9 and Pixelate are both amazing abilities, but it can only have one of them at a given time, and that is that's a pretty significant issue. Is that the word I'm trying to use? So yes, sorry, I just had someone message me. But yeah, the Iron Valiant Spirit Break call was pretty effective. Amoonguss didn't really get to do its most there, but I wasn't gonna switch Koraidon in, Okay, it doesn't look like I'll be getting my opponent's paste, but yeah, we didn't see the Gudra, the Valiant. Oh, it was Booster Energy. I'm dumb. I was like, the Sash, but we already saw it was Booster Energy. I think Booster Energy and Sash were the two most likely items, with Booster Energy, in my opinion, having been the more likely one, and it was the one they wound up bringing. It doesn't look like they had a Sash Pokemon, which is pretty funny when you think about how frail all their Pokemon are in this matchup. I mean, well, my Heat Wave did 60% to Duskmane, right? 65. A Weather Ball, 1,000,000%. Okay, it looks like that is a high roll into just max HP with no investment. I'm not sure how much speed they ran. But yeah, Overheat just straight up always gets a KO with the Terrifier into it on that turn. So, especially because they had Spirit Break on Valiant, which decreases the special attack of Pokemon that it hits. So I feel like that was a play that they could have made. But, look, I ran the very high offense in Charizard, and then I ran the very bulky, sort of consistent, high damage combo with the Raging Bolt, with the Koraidon, and then also had Amoonguss there as a support option. And we really did see the Amoonguss support popping off. It completely invalidated their Zygarde for a period, as well as, getting chipped. That was, I think if we're being completely honest, not consequential into Valiant. I'm looking at it, and Valiant takes about a minimum of 250%. Maybe I've stolen enough to get their paste. Okay, I have stolen enough to get their paste. I just need to... Sorry, it's a new computer, so I have to click trust on PokePaste links. I think if you think about it, right, the real difference here, if we ignore the fact that I missed Heatwave and got hacked, is that they didn't have nicknames on their Pokemon, so their Pokemon didn't believe in them. I see why they didn't bring Goodra. That set looks really bad. Yeah, I did think the Necrozma was likely safety goggles. I don't think I said it in particular, but that's why I started going for Sludge Bomb into the Altaria, was that I was trying to play around the safety goggles Necrozma coming in. I didn't want them to have an option that would give them that positioning. Zen Headbutt was their move to hit Amoonguss, which, you know, if they did hit Amoonguss with a Zen Headbutt, I would have, you know, advanced my game state by getting Helmet Chip on it. So Helmet definitely did wind up seeing like a pretty solid bring there. Brave Bird lost on Altaria. Just also for the Amoonguss. They have a lot of prep for the Amoonguss, but I just put up too much pressure with my bulky other Pokemon to come in. I'll need Earthquake as well, which is kind of crazy because they have to like protect next to Earthquake with everything except pre-Mega Altaria. And like, I got one Pokemon that's hit by Earthquake, right? Oh, Tinkaton as well, I guess. Yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. Yeah, really solid to be coming in with a 2-game win rate so far. You can't see this, but they were Light Screen, Reflect, Expanding Force, Spirit Break on Iron Valiant. Again, just a completely cooked one. And the Goodra, which you also can't see, is Life Dew, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Draco, which also just seems kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I'm very happy with how my team performed this game. I'm very happy with Amoonguss being able to do something in game 2, so I can justify why they're on the thumbnail. And thank you guys all for watching.